Hey guys, welcome back to Beast Quest, Series 22, Book 4, Nersepha the Cursed Siren. So like always, in-depth story analysis and my overall thoughts on this epic adventure. Let's get to it. Before I start, I should mention I hope to see the tokens get mentioned in this book, as we haven't encountered them yet. So let's begin. Tom felt defeated. He was knocked off Rhea's ship and left to heal his injuries while Rhea made her departure. The people of the jungle offered a route to where the Armada would be departing, the Bay of Heroes. A mother volunteered to come with them as her sons were being held prisoner there. The villagers helped build a raft, and with some emotional goodbye, they were off. Their guide told them that the place was called the Bay of Heroes because when four masters of the beasts who defeated the evil Eris and the beasts of Mackay, they would go to that bay. Speaking of which, they got there, but Tom wondered, with Rhea's main ship in the air, how would he reach her? Tom asked Daltic to create a distraction. He did so with some illusions of themselves on the raft they made. The guide instructed where her sons were being kept, and they departed, leaving Daltic and the guide at bay. Tom slowly snuck on the raft until the time was right. He leapt off, and the pirates blasted the raft, believing he was dead, so he would have the element of surprise. He climbed on the anchor chain and hopped on board, going for Rhea. Finally it was time. Tom tried to get to Rhea, but she just about caught Tom in her sights, pushing him back. Then the pirates joined the fray, and Tom was outnumbered. Tom pleaded with the prisoners to help him, but they were too scared. Rhea then summoned the final beast, Nersepha, to take care of Daltic and the guide. One of the prisoners on board Rhea's boat was revealed to be one of the guide's sons. However, it was too late. The guide fell into the water. Rhea ordered the Armada to set sail, and Tom had a choice to make. Either stop Rhea and her Armada, or save the guide from drowning. It's funny, Rhea's best villain moments come at the final book of Mackay. Wow. Kind of a bit bored. Like, she finally acts cool in the final book, really? Tom made a leap from the chain links and slowly climbed down. Despite the pirates' efforts to try and pulling him up, Tom reached the water, only to find the final beast of Mackay. Nersepha had captured the guide in her scaly hand. Tom had a scuffle with Nersepha, and she revealed her plan to Tom. Once Rhea had killed the people in Navatia, Nersepha would be able to eat their bodies. Then Nersepha revealed that Rhea was also planning to invade the other kingdoms too. Evelyn shot an arrow, giving Tom the moment he needed to rescue the guide, and bring her back to one of her sons. Tom prepared to jump back on Rhea's ship, but Nersepha came back with her dagger arm, aiming at Tom. Tom dodged Nersepha's dagger arm, and just in time. So Tom dodged Nersepha's dagger hand just in time, as he jumped on the anchor chain. However, he noticed that Nersepha had got her dagger hand stuck in the chain. This would be a perfect opportunity to finish off Nersepha, but Tom thought of the bigger picture, to stop the invasion. He climbed on board, leaving Nersepha to dangle on the anchor chain. Tom fought Rhea off. After dodging a cannon, the prisoners finally decided to make a rebellion and stand against the captors. A decent scuffle with Rhea, Tom seemed victorious. However, Nersepha had returned and was climbing on the deck, so either Nersepha can breathe out of water, or she has some water on her body left, giving her some time before succumbing to death. Interesting. Tom was ready for Nersepha, and with some inner strength, he swung his sword so powerful he managed to slice off Nersepha's dagger arm. Ironically, it's revealed by removing the dagger arm released a hidden amount of water within Nersepha's body. It was this water supply that kept her alive. So she had like this inner water supply that was keeping her alive. And now she's lost it, she no longer exists. So that's ironic. It ties up my question I had with Nersepha last chapter about how was she able to breathe out of water. But it kind of makes sense now because she has like an inner water supply, and that that dagger arm was basically a plug keeping it in her body. So Tom gets into another fight with Rhea, and this time we all see the prisoners on every ship rebel against the captors, which caused all the ships to explode and catch fire, while the prisoners took lifeboats to safety. However, one of the falling boats was heading to Rhea's dying ship, and Rhea vowed if she was going to die, she would take Tom with her. Okay, so I have a slight bit more respect for Rhea now. Too bad it's at the end of her season, really. Tom managed to slip from Rhea's grasp, and instead of running, Rhea took the full force of the blast as Tom leaped off just in time to see Rhea's rain come sinking down to the bottom of the oceans of Mackay. So yeah, Rhea is dead. The people celebrated. Tom summoned Sepron to take the 4 pieces of the beasts of Mackay's. Yeah, so Tom summoned Sepron to take the 4 pieces of the beasts of Mackay to somewhere undersea they would never be found again. I did mention I wanted to see the tokens. I thought the tokens would be separate from the beasts. But no, they're actually parts of the beasts. So that caught me off guard. And just like the Broken Star, Tom decides to dunk the tokens of this respective series in the sea. Okay? Tom says that this quest is over, but he's never done fighting evil. And on a side note, the people of Mackay changed the name of the island of Mackay to an even worse name. They call it the Island of Free, which, to be honest, sounds like a boring name compared to Mackay, but that's just me. But yeah, there it is, guys. My little analysis of Nersepha, the Cursed Siren. A decent little analysis. There's a few scuffles here and there, but nothing too major, I found. Let's go over the characters real quick. Tom, of course, he's the main hero. He gets to defeat the beast. He's the one who figures out how to get on top of the chain to stop Rhea's flagship. He figures out how to beat the beast. He makes the decision to go and save the guy instead of going for Rhea. He makes all the right choices in the end. Eleanor gets shafted in this book, so Tom could be the hero. Which again, you know how I feel about that. I do prefer it when they team up and take down the beast together. But Eleanor did do something. She did help the prisoners rebel against the captors on the other ship. So there's that. Daltic got a bit to do in the first act, where he made some illusions. The guide was there to be a damsel, sadly, that's all she was there for, apart from that one scene where she helped guide them down the river. Rhea finally gets to be a badass, but she dies in this book, so kind of redundant, really. But I do like what she does. Like, you can either save this person or stop my invasion. And then you've got that scene where, like, oh, if I'm gonna die, you're coming with me. But the funny thing is, that she sees that the falling ship is gonna come down crashing on her. Instead of running away from it, she just stands there or sits there crouching. I guess she just accepts her fate, similar to how probably her father died. I don't know though, because I never saw how Senpei died. So hopefully that's in a special book and we'll find out how. If not, I can just go with my imagination. But Rhea was an interesting main villain. But you never know, we could probably see her again. Probably, because we've had all the other villains return in some extent. But you never know. And then you've got, that's a bit of Nersepha herself, the Beast, who I want to go on to. The way I think she works is, looking at her design, she seems to be more like part plant, part sea creature, and I think like the fact that she's like a sea creature coral thing is how she's able to absorb water like a sponge, and all that water goes inside her body, and then the only way to get that out of her body is by chopping off the dagger arm. That's just how I see it. And of course, since she's a plant-like beast, she can blend in with her surroundings. She doesn't really have any sort of siren-based like abilities like I thought she would have, like to lure or subdue her enemies, like sing to them or like enchant them to death, or how I expected it to. No, she's just another like sea warrior type beast, really. Kind of like what's his name, Spikefin. So yeah, just a female version of Spikefin, really. Bit of crafty and more useful, I would say, because not many beasts can go out of water and go on land, but they found a clever way to get it around with. So overall, I think Nersepha, the Cursed Siren is probably the best book in Series 22, but that's just my opinion. So, there it is, guys. My little read-up on Nersepha, the Cursed Siren. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to like, comment, go, subscribe, the good stuff. Hit the notification bell right in the corner to stay in tune with all Beast Quest related topics on this channel and various other content on my channel as well. And of course there is an upcoming Q&A at the end of this month on July 31st. So if you haven't already, make sure to go and check that video out. And join us next time as we go on to Series 23, which is of course called the Shattered Kingdom. Starting off with, hopefully I'm pronouncing this name right, Querzal, the swamp monster. So yeah, Querzal. That's how I'm going to pronounce the name anyway. So join us next time, like I said, where Querzal, the swamp monster, awaits. Next time, guys. Peace.